has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Stackz Gaming. Oh my god, I haven't said that in forever. What's it been, like 2 weeks? No? 3 weeks? Little bit? No, yeah, I know. It's been like almost a year, if it hasn't already been a year. I haven't exactly checked, but welcome back, everybody. If you want to just jump to the deck profile, I'll put the timestamp somewhere here. But if not, I'm going to explain our absence. Not really. It's just all been on me. You know, I'm the one that does all this with, of course, all our good friends. They all help me out for our channel. But I've been really busy lately with work. I'm actually an RPT, and I recently got promoted in my job to be working from home. So now I'm actually a BTT. I'm a behavior technician, training technician. So now I'll be training those people, and I'll be at home, and I can work from home, and now I can start uploading again. So don't worry, they have videos for us. The guys are already working on stuff. We have some new content for Yugi. We actually have a new member on our channel too. His name is Taka. I'm sure you guys, well, if you've seen our videos before, you've seen his deck profiles on here before. He'll always be a guest on here, and or play in our tournaments, which I hope to start doing once more again for Yugi, and maybe for One Piece again. We only did have like one for One Piece, especially for Yugi, especially for those older formats like Edison and all the Dino Rabbit format, whatever you want to call it. All that stuff is happening right now. But yes, here I am with my messed up voice, because why not? I had the chance to record it. Let's do this. I was actually going to record this like a week ago, but someone from TCG Player didn't send my cards, and I was like, okay, well. So I ordered them again, and here we are. And I thought, what better way to start off but then with one of our favorites here at Stackz Gaming, which is budget decks. And we have one of our extreme budget decks for One Piece. And as you can tell, we have Lim. And like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, because as apologies for all of your patience, we will actually be having a giveaway. Yes, because what better way to come back than with a Stackz giveaway, right? I just slapped my table, probably made a weird sound on the phone. I'm sorry, but here we go. Let's get into it. So as you know, for our extreme budget decks, every single card in here should not be over $1. Everything should be pennies or quarters at most. So every card in this deck should not be over $1, even the leader. But you know, I thought, let's get the alternate leader. Why not? So here's her one condition: your character cards are played rested, and that's a big thing in this deck, having rested characters. But you have ways to put some back in active. But yes, aside from that, main effect, activate main once per turn. You can rest 3 Dawn and add up to one of your Dawn cards from your Dawn deck and play it rested, because of course purple always has to give us Dawn. But you also get to play one Odyssey type character from your hand that's a cost 5 or less, and every card in here except for one is Odyssey, and that's amazing. That's why it's a very good effect. You'll be able to drop cost 5s for just 3. Cost 5s or less, so 4 and 5s will just cost 3, so that's already amazing there. On top of that, Dawn you're getting, even though it comes in rested, you get to play a character that's a 4 or 5 for just 3. That's why they all enter rested, because we're also be abusing that effect and just playing them standing and doing shenanigans right off the bat. First off, we have our only purple character. Yes, you could play more purple stuff. It's up to you. You can play events. There's actually no events in this deck. I don't know why, but that's just the way I made it. I went based off some Japanese lists and stuff, and obviously replaced what would be the better cards in here, just so we can have an extreme budget. But yes, we have our Law. You get to look at 4 cards from the top of your deck when you play it. Search for 1 Straw Hat or 1 Heart Pirate card with a cost of 2 or less, and add it to your hand and place the rest on the bottom. It's just so you could cycle through the deck a bit. There really is only 9 targets, and that's including itself, because unless this had an errata or something, it can add itself because it is a Heart Pirate. You have 4 cost 1 limbs. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest one of your Odyssey type characters instead. So that's a good way to save it. But at the end of your turn, you can set up to one of your Odyssey type characters as active. So that is obviously what you want. If you play like a blocker or something and you want it standing at the end of your turn, there you go. It also works out for the next turn after it's already standing. You're already attacked with it. You can stand it back up however you want. Lots of shenanigans you can do. Up next is Nami. She's one of your very few 2K counters in here. If you have 2 or more rested Odyssey type characters, up to 1 of your opponent's rested Dawn cards will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase, which could be useful-ish, not really. It could be okay, but you really just want her for the 2K counter. Up next is one of your 2 blockers. Of course, like I said, it's a blocker. And on your opponent's attack, once per turn, you can set this card as active. So you don't have to worry about it too much coming in rested. So that is something. But like I said, if it's already been out there a turn, and you want to put it on it or something, have it attack, and then you can always just have it stand back up. So that's pretty cool. 3 of the 3-cost Limb. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Odyssey type character other than Limb, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is your main searcher, aside from Law, that Law just cycles, but this is your actual searcher. And at the end of the turn, if you have 3 or more rested characters, you get to set this card as active. Very cool. Then you have 2 Nico Robins. She's just sliding there. If you have 2 or more rested characters, none of your Odyssey or Straw Hat type crew characters can get knocked out by effects until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is pretty cool. She will protect basically the whole entire deck because it's all Odyssey and whatever random Straw Hats. If you want to mix in some other purple Straw Hat characters, you do want to run that one Usopp something card. What do you call it? I forgot. It's not here on the screen, but that is definitely way out of our budget of less than $1. Next, you have your other 2K counter, which is Ace. On play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So you get to play this. Remember, you get to play these for 3 because of your leader's ability. So that's why you see a lot of, oh man, there's not that many low cost cards. Well, you're playing them basically for 3 with that. And then you get to do some shenanigans like rest your opponent's characters. Then we have 4 Sabo. When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 or more rested characters, you get to draw 1 card. And obviously you'll have lots of rested characters if it's from attacking or dropping them just because of Limb's effect. You know, drop this guy for 3 and get that free card. Then you have your other blocker, Doflamingo. Basically has a similar effect as the other one. If you have 2 or more rested characters, set this character as active. So that could be useful when you attack and you want to leave him that way. You can stand him back up. Or if you just drop him in general, he'll come in rested, but you could stand him back up with that effect. So very nice. Then we have 4 Mihawk. On play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, set up to 1 of your rested Odyssey type characters with a cost of 5 or less as active. So that's another way that, like I said, you could stand them back up. So if you're playing multiple characters in the same turn, you can stand them back up, or, you know, characters you've already attacked with, stuff like that. Remember, if you see lots of 5s, that's because you can play them for 3. Then we have 4 Newgate. If you have 2 or more rested characters, rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then knock out 1 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 3 or less. So you get to rest 1, pop 1. Very good card. And like I said, I keep repeating it because it's the main shtick of this deck. It might come in rested, but you're playing it for 3 because of your Limb's effect. So, really good. Then you have 4 NL. On play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, draw 3 cards and then trash 2 cards from your hand. Yes, you have a graceful charity here in One Piece. And for your final card in the deck, you have 4 Adio? Adio? I always put your names in this game. I'm sorry. I have this game too. What the hell? I'm on the PS5. But on play, if your leader has the Odyssey type, which of course you will, you can set up to 3 of your Dawn as active, so that's always cool. And on your opponent's attack, once per turn, you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards, and up to 1 of your leader or character cards gain 2,000 during this battle. So that's a nice little, what do you call it? Gum something. I forgot. It's been a while, but that's a good way of protecting stuff. And you know, if you have 2, you could always stack it if anything. You unfortunately are not playing this one for 3, but you know, we always have to have those big heavy hitters just for late game. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're glad to be back. Keep an eye out for all those videos coming up soon. Drop us a like, drop us a comment, let us know what you want to see next. We have some Forgotten Archetype videos for you Yu-Gi fans and some deck profiles coming up. We will be covering Magic as well, especially a Final Fantasy set. You know, who doesn't like Final Fantasy? Let's open up some stuff. We'll probably have some challenges there, stuff like that. But like I said, let us know what you want to see. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I really hope to see you all next time. And keep an eye out for that giveaway.
It's time to duel!